Hold on a sec.
Mute.
All right, muting.
Hold on, I gotta figure out. Hold on a second here. How do I do this?
Dude, there's no holding on. We're live.
Oh, okay.
Do we
I can't figure out how to get back to the main screen here. I don't know what the... Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll mute. I found it. There it is.
I'm just going to put this song on, I think. If I
Welcome to the Monster Castle Radio Show. For the extreme paranormal listener. And here is your host, the Wolfman Mike.
This is where the real freaks hang out, alright? Yeah!
And here we are.
Let's hear some rock and roll, baby, yeah!
What's going on, guys? Is anybody here with me?
Here we are!
This is where the real freaks hang out.
Yeah, man.
That's where they loose.
Man, so, tonight, what do we got going on? We got, Guess the Monster contest, right? Marcus, are you there?
I see 2 of 8. I'm here.
I'm here. I had to turn off the stream.
Who else we got with us?
I don't know.
Athena?
That's it. I think that's Athena.
I told A Whole Skeptic to call in. He won the prize. He may call in. We'll see. I told him who was here.
Oh, Athena just posted something on Twitter about reptilian human. True story.
Oh.
Nice. Read it out.
Well, she posted a picture of the guy from Korea, the Korean leader.
Oh, I believe that. actually believe that. He is one motherfucking asshole. And you know what I would think I would like to do to him? Guess what I'd like to do? Bonk him.
No.
Oh yeah, another time. Fuck him. Yeah, that North Korea guy, he's fucking whacked, man.
Those guys got to be whacked to keep control of their people, I think, is what's going on.
You know, I don't think they could ever have control over people when you lead them in such a tyrannical manner. How the hell is anyone going to respect you? They would just do what they have to, and out of fear, not out of respect to their country. You know what I mean?
It's total fear.
Big difference. Like, they're not loyal to their country, only to the fact that they don't want to be put into a cage with a bunch of dogs that are going to tear their face off and eat them alive.
Well, if we ever actually had a new world order here in America, I would picture it or imagine it to be like they have it in Korea with this freaky guy running the show. If it ever got to be like that, I would just check out and go find an island and just eat bananas and, coconuts and just wait till I die.
Do you have the same haircut as him?
Say that again?
Did you get yourself that haircut just like Kim Jong-un?
I would do that for a minute.
You're not like a big fan of his or anything?
No, not at all.
So, like, what do you think about feeding people to wild dogs, like your uncle? You're throwing them in a cage with a bunch of wild dogs and let the dogs eat your uncle.
I wonder if that's really true, or if that's just propaganda hype. I mean, it could be true, but it could be propaganda hype too.
Just to scare people.
Exactly, just to freak people out, because they got to maintain some sort of level of intimidation. Because they're not going to go start. They're pretending like they're going to bomb people with nuclear weapons, but they're not going to do that.
I thought they actually televised it, and it was live show for everyone to watch.
I think you're right, actually. I'll search YouTube. What would I search under to try to find that show? What would it be called?
Kim Jong-un's uncle getting mauled. I don't know.
Okay, I'll take a look for it.
He executed the guy that fell asleep during his meeting.
He did.
Remember or something? No sleeping.
You wake up! Wake up now! Wake up! I have bugged you! You wake up! Alright,
okay, Kim Jong-un is UN? Is that how it is? Kim Jong-un?
I think it's UN. United Nations, yeah. It's short for United Nations. That's kind of what do you call that? Synchronicity? Kim Jong-un.
Okay, I'm on YouTube right now. Here's Kim Jong-un publicly kills his aunt. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. 341,000 views on that one. Here's one. Why Kim Jong-un killed his uncle. Here it is. 24 minutes. Kim Jong-un feeds uncle to dogs, executes traitor with flamethrower. I'll tweet that out on the hashtag 47talk.
Sounds good, man. I'm gonna have some popcorn while I'm watching it.
Oh God.
Man's going crazy on the monsters here.
Oh, we got some. I can't see 47 talk from all the other computers I got going on.
Oh, okay.
So you have to monitor it for me, Marcus, if you could, a little bit, because I got so much crap going on here.
He's chiming in.
I think Michael O wants to come in.
Michael,
are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Michael.
What's going on? Yo,
He
is
sneaks
that
in.
Marcus again?
Marcus,
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain.
How's things down in El Centro?
Oh, you know how it goes out here. Hot, humid, all that good stuff. What was that? I could barely hear you there.
Oh, didn't we have an earthquake down there?
There's lots of earthquakes down here. Recently, there was one, I think, about 50 miles from here.
Oh.
But, yeah, that's, I think that's towards the Salton Sea, I believe. There's been lots of little earthquakes going on out there, and it's kind of getting me a little bit worried.
Right.
Yeah, living down here in California, we're in earthquake country.
Yeah, you gotta, like, find yourself, like, make something that sticks way down into the ground, and then it's kind of like a swing, and you can sit in there, and it takes all the vibration out.
By the way, have you guys ever experienced an earthquake? A powerful earthquake?
Actually, in Ontario here, just a little while ago, there was a pretty powerful one, which pretty much everyone here felt. Yeah, and it was really freaky. Yeah.
Well, the one in 1980, I think it was 89, but during the World Series when the Giants were playing and they had the big earthquake.
Right.
You remember that? That was the one I remember. I was sitting on my couch watching the World Series. All of a sudden, the TV, which was in one of those tall, bookcase-style ottomans, started falling forward, and I jumped up as the house is shaking. I jumped up and caught the TV so it wouldn't crash to the floor.
Oh, good
That was pretty heavy stuff right there.
So, anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Okay. No, go ahead and finish with the earthquake talk.
Well, I had a good one here. It was centered in Paso Robles, I think, and killed 2 people.
When was? I live near Paso Robles. It's only like 20 miles from my house. When was that?
It was about 6 or 8 years. What year was that? It must have been 10 years ago, actually. At
Wow.
least.
Oh, I
And
remember that now.
my chandelier was in the dining room was almost hitting the wall. It was swinging back and forth pretty good.
So you lived in Paso at that time?
No, I'm down south of there, probably 100 miles south.
So,
Are you near Santa Barbara? Or are you?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm north of Santa Barbara.
San Ynez, Buellton?
Yeah, Buellton.
Buellton, that's a cool little town.
Pea soup.
You're only about 35 minutes from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I drive all the way. I drive to San Ynez, Santa Barbara sometimes, and I'm in Pismo Beach.
Oh, cool.
Well,
I know where that is.
Pismo's cool.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
as long as people don't piss too much there. Okay.
Right.
Hey, Michael, when you brought up this subject, I have a feeling that you got something to say about it, the earthquake thing. Are you going to give us some kind of a conspiracy where you think that something's causing these quakes, or what was your point?
Oh, well, I was just curious. I actually really hate earthquakes ever since I experienced a 7.2 back in 2010 up here. Terrible.
I heard you got, trapped inside of a boiler room.
No, that was way before that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was in another life.
How'd you get out?
Well, I got helped out.
Crashed through the window, or somebody smashed the window open?
Yeah, I got helped.
All right, that's good.
I'm out of there, yeah. But, yeah, this earthquake, however, it was pretty nuts, and for those out there who've never experienced one, that crazy, I don't think you really want to. It's not good for your head, to be honest with you. It gets you quite disorientated.
it's hard to like keep your footing sometimes. Like
Yeah,
as the
it
ground
really
is
is.
shaking, you
It
might
really
as well
is.
just lay on your back on the ground, right? What would you suggest to do?
I just sat down because I was outside when this thing hit, and I saw people running outside and falling down. It was like a scene from a movie.
Wow. So when people fell down, did you laugh at them?
No, I was actually really terrified. So I didn't think it was that funny at the time. But now it is a little bit funny.
I'll bet you if you
Just a
looked at
little
a
bit.
video of all the people falling down, it would be pretty funny.
If you go to YouTube, you could type in El Centro and then type in earthquake, the 7.2, and then you'll see videos of people. It's pretty cool footage actually.
Did you see our monster we posted for tonight, Michael? Do you know we do this thing where guess the monster, right?
Okay, guess the monster, right?
Yeah. Did you happen to check out hashtag 47talk and see the posting?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Well, it also posts on when I put the show on live. I did use that picture, so wherever it shows that we went live, it'll show that picture as well. Where else can we see the picture, Marcus?
Well, it's on DM Talk and 47 Talk.
Okay, Michael, what hashtag do you use for your show?
I don't use any hashtags to be honest with you.
Oh wow, okay. So you just pretty much use your chat room then when you're live.
Sure, or Twitter, but I just don't really feel the need to use a hashtag, but I think that's what a lot of people do.
Oh, it's just like a sandbox thing, right? But
Yeah, it's just, I just think those who know about the show will come and listen, and those who are curious will stumble upon this somehow or another.
So if we want to tweet, then we just use your Twitter name and then put that up, and then you'll see it.
Sure.
Okay.
Or you can create your own hashtag, that's
So
fine.
What's your Twitter name so that everyone knows?
At Michael Deacon.
Okay, that's where I saw the Deacon. That's right.
Mm-hmm. It's there.
Cool. All right. Thank you. That's awesome. Now everyone knows if you want to tweet Michael's show, End of Days Radio, just put at Michael Deacon, and then he will see it because he is very good at watching Twitter and his chat room while he's on the air. Great.
Oh yeah, it's not easy to do.
No.
Multitasking on air is very difficult.
And you're editing like I am, and you're adding sound effects and trying to keep levels good.
Yeah, running the board and all that crap. I do that. It's comes with the territory.
There was also something else I wanted to mention to you, and no disrespect towards Daniel at all.
Uh-oh.
He's awesome. But when you said you wanted to go solo, I fully support you on that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I think eventually I will have to do my own show.
I think we should almost play the Queen song, I Want to Break Free, right now. I want to break free. I want to break free. Yes. Okay, never mind. I don't think I can sing that one too good. Anybody else want to try singing that?
I can't sing that way. He's too good.
Because if I actually play it, then we'll probably get nailed on YouTube.
You'll get this video flagged for sure on YouTube.
But, you can listen to it right now yourselves and just think about us while you're listening to it.
Correct. You could just listen to the sound of my voice.
Yeah. And we're going to break free. We want to break free. Yes, okay.
By the way, what time is it over there in Canada?
It
Canadian.
is 19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's 119 out
So
there.
3
Okay.
hours ahead of you.
I had no idea what was going on out there in Canada.
Lots of weird shit, UFOs and Bigfoots and yeah, nobody wants to really admit it. You know, like, then if I grab, that's what my show's all about. Like, I like to just grab the average person off the street and just say, hey, have you ever seen it? You know, and I've got a few interviews and stuff, but it's getting better, and we're going to get better and better at this. But that's what I'm trying to do, is just grab the average person off the street and just ask them if they've seen anything. And wow, I usually get some really interesting inputs. You know what I mean?
Sure. Of course.
But yeah, in Canada here, I pretty much every month I see some sort of strange UFO phenomenon or something paranormal happens, like ghost wise, like like today I was hearing voices. I was hearing somebody
Voices?
talking. Yeah, I was hearing voices today. Like, and I like, what the hell? And I'm like, somebody said my name. I'm not wearing headphones. There's no sound on anywheres. There's nobody in the house. I don't know what that was. Wow. And then they just started sweating and thinking, yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
And you were alone in the house?
Yeah. Yeah, I was working on trying to edit the other show that we tried doing late at night there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was a disaster, I think.
It was terrible?
Well, I think I can still pull some out of there, but it just was taking a long time because I had to edit so many sensitive material subjects out.
It was that bad?
I don't think so, no. I only heard it was mostly me. And then I hate it when I sound drunk, to tell you the truth. I can't stand it.
Well, you were drinking though, right?
Yeah, we were all drinking, I think. But yeah, maybe I'll just put it on and just put a caution. Everyone's fucking pissed drunk.
I don't see a reason why not. I thought that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll put it
Yeah,
up
put
there.
it up there.
It just it'll probably tomorrow. Yeah, I just been working all week, so I tried to do it. The one, the other episode that I put up with you in it, I actually had to finish editing it on my phone from work.
Wait a minute, you actually edited the episode on your phone?
Yes.
How is that possible?
Because I have a Spreaker app on my phone, which also records. And what I did was I dumped the MP3 into my phone, and then I reloaded it into Spreaker as a song. And then I was able to listen back to it. Well, I already edited out all the bad parts. I just had to upload it. So as it's uploading, for some reason, I couldn't upload it as a batch. So I had to listen to the whole show while I uploaded it. So I just decided, all right, I'll do it at work, and and then it's pretty cool. I got these sound effects I can throw in too at the same time while I'm listening to it. And if I want to talk over it, I can too. To edit it in any way, but I can't stop.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but there's also a lot of limitations to it because
Yeah, I would imagine.
you have to be fucking good. It's just like a song when you're doing it. If you screw up, you got to do the whole damn thing over again.
That is a pretty neat feature, though. Gotta
It is.
admit.
Yep. Well, it's because I'm kind of crafty too, because I used to. Well, I'm in a band. I was in a band. I run the board and stuff. So I just thought, well, shit, I'll just I'll upload that as a song, and then I can just play that while I'm uploading it. And it was cool because I was like listening to my own show while it's uploading and editing it at the same time.
Very sweet. By the way, you did mention you had Yuck Nasty here, right?
Yeah, well, we had on just for a short while. He was really funny, but you know what happened was I was away from the microphone at the time because there was something weird going on in my backyard. I saw this really strange light pattern, and it didn't look natural. So I was out there kind of spellbound by this, and that's just when Yuck came on, and he's going, Wolfman, are you there? Wolfman, are you there? And I didn't answer, so he just went off. I think he kind of felt really depressed because he couldn't talk to me.
That's weird. Just last night, I actually saw something in the sky. I was going to talk about this on my show, but I guess I'll just mention this really quickly. I went outside to go get the mail in the middle of the night, and I saw this strange light appear in the sky, and then for a few moments there, I thought nothing of it, and then I looked back up for some odd reason. I just looked up again, and another light appeared right next to it, and then another, and then another, and then it just stood there for a few seconds, and then disappeared, and then reappeared a couple of seconds again. The same pattern. I thought maybe these were flares, but it seemed to be moving somehow, slowly. I have no idea what it was either.
Wow, that is so cool, Michael.
It reminded me of the Phoenix Lights. It was like the same thing, basically.
It's too bad Jeff wasn't here, because he would be able to explain, because he was there. He saw that shit live.
I definitely don't think those were flares.
No, Jeff's really clear about this. He says there's the Phoenix Lights and there's the Phoenix Flares. Two totally different things.
I can believe it.
Yeah, there's no, and you know, the Marcus, didn't you post up about the that politician that actually went, the one who did the alien thing and tried to debunk it and make fun of it, and then years after he's not in office, he comes back and says, yeah, that was real.
Yeah, that was the former governor of Arizona. And if you remember, during the lap, he had a press conference, and they actually had some guy dressed up as an alien, a big joke about it. And now that he's out of office, he's on YouTube, basically telling everybody that he drove out and actually saw the boomerang. Not the flares, but the actual boomerang.
I think his name was Symington.
Yeah. And the whole flares thing was just a kind of a misinformation campaign, I think, just to draw attention away.
Yeah, what I saw looked just like that, too. Like the same pattern. Just the same pattern and everything.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that stuff. I've never seen any videos of it actually, taking off and flying, up into space. Or But what it seems like to me is some sort of, what do they call it? Some sort of airship that has a long loiter time. So they used to have these surveillance balloons even back in the Civil War days, and they would just sort of be able to watch the enemy or whatever, and they would just hang there silently.
And there's a Navy base out here, by the way, and perhaps it was some sort of vehicle, some sort of plane we just don't know about yet.
Like they're test riding the secret space program.
You never know.
Potentially, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I don't rule it out.
That thing looked like it was close to a mile long. So, I mean, if we could build something a mile long and launch it into the sky, for me, that's hard to believe if we have that technology.
Yeah, I'm pretty iffy about it. What I saw, I don't think was a mile long, though. I'm a little further away to judge on that, but whatever it was pretty massive, though.
Okay, guys, I gotta address something right now before we take a music break. We got people in the chat room. We got we got Athena listening in. I like to shout out to Athena. How you doing, hon? You can call in if you want. Also, we got Caveman Ugg, and shout out to Caveman. And we got Passion Hodges, who can't figure out how to find our live feed. And I am having trouble getting back to her. Could somebody post on 47 Talk for Passion how to find our live feed, please?
I'll tweet it out right now.
Yeah, you just go to Spreaker.com and then look up Wolfman Mike 47, or else look up Monster Castle Paranormal Radio.
Okay, let me just say this. I'm looking at Spreaker right now, and it says live with Michael O. from End of Days Radio, Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. So if you go to Spreaker and you type in the search bar Monster Castle Paranormal Radio, you will see the little red box that says live. And we're talking with Michael O. from End of Days Radio right now.
We also have someone from the Hayes Classic Rock Radio. So shout out to the Hayes Classic Rock Radio listening in from Kentucky.
The Haze.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a cool name, eh? I like that name.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what they do. I am not familiar. But yeah, that sounds
They should
cool.
call in.
Hayes is in purple? That's what Eric just posted. There we go. Well,
Everyone should call in.
Yeah. Yeah, call in if you want, guys. You're welcome to. Just Skype me at Wolfman Mike 47.
They're giving us a heads up on 47 Talk that somebody's distorted. I think it might be Eric. And our levels are all over the place.
So do I sound distorted right now?
I corrected that.
You're on speakerphone?
I am now, but I'll take it off.
I believe I just corrected that. I think my levels were a little high.
I'm going to go back to speaker.
I checked the stream, and the only person that sounded...
No
My
worries.
sound.
Let's take a ride on a hurricane
Okay.
and have a little musical break, guys. What do you think?
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's take a ride on a hurricane.
All right, yeah, baby. Dig this one.
Take a ride on a hurricane. Spin around, drive yourself insane. I'll pick you up and you're feeling down. We'll move you around. The sound tries to blow that down. Terror of the world, right down, down, down. We lay out right now. This crowd, you are so down. Come on over and you feel alright. Heavy music on it tonight. Psychedelic it will hypnotize. Relax, close your eyes. Turn up the sound, try to blow them down. Dead on the ground, burn it down, down, down. We go around, we play loud, loud, loud. And come on up, this crowd, you are feeling so down. Turn up the sound, we are feeling down. Tear up the ground, burn it down, down, down. We go around, we play loud, loud, loud. Come on up, this crowd, you are feeling so down.
We weren't
Oh,
even...
yeah.
Oh, my God. I forgot.
Dave Man just posted some nice palm tree action, blowing hard on hashtag 47. Passion says I figured it out.
What's going on? It's too loud.
Passion Moonflower.
Yeah, I just caused dead air, guys. Sorry. Oh man.
You're live again.
Yeah, I did. I caused a little bit of dead air in there. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I forgot to. I'm still getting used to this. Clicking these little buttons on computers here and there, but it works. But you got to know what you're doing, right? It's real easy to make a mistake.
Oh, the Moog Boy. Is that pronounced right? Moog or Mog?
Moog is a
I'm
computer.
not sure.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's Moog.
Moog Boy. A Moog Boy. M-O-O-G. Moog Boy posted a very cool Dracula GIF on hashtag 47 talk, by the way.
Nice.
About 2 minutes ago.
I can't believe I forgot to turn that on. Michael, are you going to bonk me for that?
No, not at all.
I
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, I kind of like it when you bonk me. I was like,
Well,
I was going to get naked and put my shoes back on.
That's quite common.
Well, that's what Yuck taught me.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll do that sort of thing. By the way, I did have a question to ask all of you. We all have heard plenty of UFO cases out there throughout the years. We're all smart. We're not that dumb. What cases exactly do you find the most credible? And I'm asking all of you right now. You listening, and you, Wolf, you, Eric, Marcus.
I know already right away the number one that pops directly into my mind that I believe 100% is the Rendlesham incident, the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, 3 nights in a row with John Burroughs and Peniston and Halt and all those guys. That was the real deal right there.
Sorry, that was Caveman bonked me. I'm sorry, guys.
What do you think about the Rendlesham?
Rendlesham is incredible. There's so many witnesses that have the stories that really jive with each other. So yeah, that's definitely one. But we were talking about that. I don't know. There's that creepy story with the guy with the alien in the freezer, and oh man.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh man, that one there. I don't know how you could make up a story that fucking weird, and then the video where he's sweating and like puking and hyperventilating. It's hard to kind of like even a best actor in the world have trouble doing that.
Remember that thing that he put on his wrist, and then the guy in Mexico, I can't think of the guy's name, but they filmed him, and he literally just vanished and then came back. Did you ever see that video?
What's the name of this one again? I can't remember his name.
I'll look it up, but that one fascinated me. Many people have tried very hard to debunk this guy. He's kind of disappeared out of the mainstream.
Any one of you guys, can you think of the name of that one? Rick,
he was a doctor.
Isn't it Rick?
I know that much.
Rick something.
I'm drawing blanks right now.
It was on our last show. We talked about it a little bit. Do you remember, Marcus?
No.
Okay, wait a minute. Somebody in 47 Talk will know. Caveman's got to know that with the alien in the freezer and they ate, they destroyed the guy's dog. On a molecular level. and then...
Jonathan Reed.
That's it.
Dr. Reed and the Screaming Alien Hoax.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
That one there freaks me out. That one probably freaks me out the most. But also, of course, there's the guy from Fire in the Sky,
Travis Walton.
Yeah, Travis Walton. That's pretty good too. But
there's
I believe all of them.
I always
I
go
believe
back to
Athena.
the Betty and Barney Hill case, of course.
There's the one in Ohio I posted on 47 Talk from Portage County. It just came up today on some clickbait. That one actually a picture. I don't know if it's real or not, but supposedly from that one. That was the one where the police chased it all the way to the Pennsylvania border.
I remember that.
The guy, the police officer, I mean, there's a lot of them where either the military or the police ended up ruining their careers because of the sighting, because they came forward to the media. And I know the police officer that came forward on that one. He ended up being an alcoholic or something and losing his job.
Okay, we got.
What about the guy in L.A. From last year, Jeffrey Lash, the half alien? You guys know that story?
Half alien?
Yeah, Jeffrey Lash lived in Los Angeles. Linda Moulton Howe did a story on this, and I saw this story come across Twitter, and I dug deep in this story. The guy was he had a girlfriend. They lived in where was it? It was Brentwood, or it was one of those Beverly Hills. It was in an exclusive area in L.A. And he was the guy that he died, and then when they found him in his SUV, then they tracked to where he lived, and they found like $3.5 or $5 million in firearms and $250,000 cash in his garage. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was like in July of last year. It was like a year and a half ago, I think that story broke out.
They never explained anything about that.
Well, what happened, the girlfriend took off with the girl that was their assistant, because they were doing real estate management. So she was the girlfriend, and the Jeffrey Lash who was supposedly a half alien hybrid, had a real estate management company, and this girl that they hired to help them with their company. When Jeffrey Lash died, the girl and the girlfriend took off to Oregon because they freaked out. They drove from LA to Oregon. They freaked out, and somehow the police tracked them down. So the girlfriend comes back to claim the body of Jeffrey Lash, but the other girl, who was the assistant, I think her name was Kathleen, if I'm not mistaken, Kathy or Kathleen, she actually lived in Oxnard, which isn't too far from Buellton area. Oxnard's going down there near Ventura, I believe, in L.A., not too far from L.A. But she disappeared, and she still has not been found. Nobody knows where she is. She even had 2 kids. She just left them. I think that the Men in Black might have got her.
He had 6.5 tons of ammunition.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was huge.
Yeah, I remember that now.
And so here was the kicker. They take him in, and they're going to do the autopsy. So obviously, I'm thinking, okay, they do the autopsy. They publish the results. We're going to know if this guy's half alien or what. But he had no living relatives. His dad had passed, and his dad had a girlfriend, but because she was not an actual, technically a relative of Jeffrey Lash, she was just the girlfriend of his father. He had no living siblings. So the L.A. people, Harlan Braun actually is the one who's representing. He's a famous attorney in L.A. He's the one representing the girlfriend. But they have not released the autopsy results, and they don't have to. The law states they don't have to, only to the living siblings. So since that's why that story died, because we can't prove anything.
Okay,
that's what I meant when. Go ahead. Sorry.
I got to go to the chat room for a second. Address the Hayes Classic Rock Radio is saying the Nazi Bell case is pretty weird, and the Phoenix Lights. Just had to. Yeah, I agree. The Nazi Bell is a strange one. This thing apparently vibrated to a frequency that actually crossed into another dimension, apparently. Do you guys know anything about the Nazi Bell?
He might be talking about like the 30s, back in the 30s, possibly.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is the Nazis made this bell-shaped object in a secret camp, and it actually disappeared, and it could have been an escape pod that goes to another dimension. And the similar shaped object was actually found in the Kecksburg incident. It was exactly the same description.
Yeah, they had strange writing all over the Nazi bell as well.
Yeah, so when the Kecksburg incident, if you look at the details of the description of the object, it actually matches the Nazi bell case.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It almost
to
looks
a
like
T.
a Vimana.
So that's like time travel, guys. We're talking time travel.
I think that was in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, the Kecksburg incident. I believe that's when that thing crashed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And hey, Ugg on the hashtag 47 Talk just said, Ugg wonders about Fire in the Sky story as well.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about, we were talking about that, yep. And I got to
Correct.
mention, too, 47 is the year of the Roswell crash, so we got to mention the Roswell crash. It was
Of course.
1947.
Right.
So that's got to be one of the most craziest ones, too. We got to mention that one for sure. But this is a great topic, guys.
It is a great topic.
Have you guys seen this short video? It's like Super 8 movies that's supposedly from the Roswell incident, and it's very short, and it's mostly overexposed. But there's a few frames where you can see like these military guys. They're just kind of standing in a circle. I'll post a link to it in a minute here, but there's one guy comes running up, and they're looking down at this thing on a stretcher, and there's one frame where you can see the expression on this military guy's face, and it sends chills right up your spine.
I want to see that video.
Have you seen that one? All right, I'll post it in a second here. Let me find it.
You know what sends chills up my spine is that old 40s, or I think it's 1920, 30 movie, where you see the lady walk by and she's got a bloody cell phone to her ear, and you can see, and it's a cell phone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's creepy too, man. That one's creepy. And it just looks real. Like, I don't know how you fake it. Was in a Charlie Chaplin movie. So how do you fake something like that? Like in a Charlie Chaplin movie. Like, wow. She really looks like she's using a cell phone to her ear. I don't know what else it would be.
Well, you want to go way back to like the original from 1897, the UFO crash at Aurora, Texas, when it ran into the windmill, and then they buried it later in the well. And then the guy that bought the property later dug up the well and then got some sort of like monstrous growths on his hand from the radiation. I mean, I've seen pictures. You could find it on the internet. Pictures of what this, after he handled the materials or whatever it was that was in the ground, he handled some of that stuff apparently, and he's got these horrible tumors that grew on his hand after that.
Yeah, that sucks.
And Kecksburg was 1965, by the way.
Well, you were pretty damn close there, sir.
I guess they're pretty close. Oh, and then of course Russia had their famous UFO crash retrieval, and there's lots of stuff on the YouTube about the 1969 Russian UFO crash retrieval in the woods, where they show all the guys in their suits, their long coats, and they're walking around this craft. Have you seen those pictures?
No, but
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
go ahead, Michael.
The 1969 Russian UFO crash, the alleged, of course. But Brazil's a hot spot. I mean, you guys probably know that, but Brazil's had some major activities throughout the years.
Actually,
I think most of the time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just quickly, a lot of the reports from Mexico and down South America, we don't hear about.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to mention. lots of cases out there that we've never really even heard about. But most of the time, when you do hear about these cases, they're usually like alien implant stories, something along that nature.
Or
The one in Brazil that happened was whatever it was, it was not just a one-time deal. That this craft, whatever it was coming into the village multiple nights for like a month or two. It was a wave, and it was burning people. It was shooting out some sort of ray or something, and it was actually causing people to get burned. I mean, there was a show on that. I can't remember the name of the show, Unexplained UFOs or Unexplained something or another. But
I think that was Unsolved Mysteries, actually.
Unsolved Mysteries, yeah, that was a great show, actually.
Yeah, and it was dropping pieces of molten some sort of metal, and
Yes.
They actually found some of these pieces in the lake years later. Some kind of strange metal. I can't remember what they pegged it to be. I'm not sure if they... Actually, that was a long time ago, so maybe that should be reinvestigated.
Yep.
Under the water. Yeah.
USO.
Well, the debris and the evidence went under the water, but this thing was some kind of damaged craft. Was flying over top of the water, but it did fly over top of, was it not, Eric, a town or something that actually burned some people?
Oh yeah, and then they had a lady out there that was the doctor, like the town doctor, and they interviewed her, and I mean, she was like, you could tell she was not. It was not some acting job that they were putting on just to make a show. This lady's saying, yeah, she was verifying everything that these villagers were telling her.
Oh, I've got a conjecture for this. So, if this is what was really going on, and don't you think your military would have known what's going on in their skies, and why didn't they do anything about it? And they shoot that thing down or something? It makes me think maybe that possibly could have been an experimental craft of our own.
Very possible. Very, very possible. Definitely. I mean, we've kind of gone into, I mean, whether it's the U.S. government or the U.S. secret government or whoever it is, the secret people that they're there in Brazil right now. I mean, there's bases there. It's not just Brazil running the show out there. The New World Order group, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, because that's a hot spot, big time.
Oh, the Bohemian Grove people. Or what's that place down in, oh man.
Talking about San Francisco area?
Down in South America, oh shit. Where they go and golf, and there's these pyramids down there. The buildings where they golf in and the golf course are actually shaped like pyramids. And there's all these underground tunnels. It's a really strange place. Darren would know. Damn. I'll look that up. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be time for a break soon. Does anybody else want to finish this subject? When we come back from break, we're gonna start something completely different, I think. How
different?
I don't know. I'm thinking during the break we're gonna come up with something absolutely completely different. Absolutely completely.
Well, hey, before you got about 6 or 7 minutes, you guys know about the Kyle Odom story.
Oh yeah, let's bring that one up. That's completely different.
That is.
We could talk a long time about that. Do you know about that story? Have you done a story on that yet on your show?
Is our
I
topic?
No, I would love to though.
Well, okay. I don't know. I got to figure out the best way to word this, but I've studied this ridiculously thoroughly. If you want to have me on the show at some point, I already did a show with the Reverend John Polk on about several months back, and did like a 45-minute talk about the whole story. It's a real story. There's no speculation or conjecture, or it happened. It's real. I mean, the guy was having experiences and he freaked out. And in his mind, the only way he was going to get any attention or help was to put a 21-page manifesto together and then put it on a zip drive. He actually flew from, where was it? Idaho, I believe it was. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And then he went to the White House and threw these zip drives over the fence at the White House. And the Secret Service came out and arrested him. And then they figured out that he tried to attempted a murder on the pasture. If you go to hashtag Kyle Odom, that's KYLEODOM, Kyle Odom, hashtag Kyle Odom on Twitter, you'll see the postings of the pastor. I'm trying to think what his name is. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but Tim Remington is the pastor that runs the church at the altar in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. He was the guy that Kyle Odom believed was a shape-shifting reptilian.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so he shot him like 6 times point blank, and the pastor is alive today and preaching at the altar as we speak.
Isn't that wild?
It's a bizarre story. I've got a friend that lives there near Idaho, and I plan to do a road trip down there. Kyle Odom's case is pending. They're trying to do a plea bargain with him. They're trying to get him to just agree to something because they don't want it to go to trial. They don't want this story to come out again.
I remember seeing that drawing, by the way, of the Martian.
Yeah, the frog-like creature with the little horn coming out of its head.
Quickly, it kind of looks like a condom at first.
Michael.
Just a quick glance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too
Have
funny.
you been drinking
Looks like it
tonight,
has a
Michael?
rubber.
I'll see if I can find it. I've got a picture of it. I'll post it on hashtag 47talk. That's a good one. I'll see if I can find
47 talk.
Yeah, that's my hashtag.
I like that.
Because 47 is the magical number, and it all music. If you 4/4 time, or you got 7/4 time, or you got 3/4 time, well, 3 and 4 is 7, and it's always 47. And 47 is also the most randomly occurring, most commonly occurring randomly generated number from 1 to 100. So that's kind of weird, and I find it is a really strange anomaly. Every time I look at the clock, I see it's always something 47. It seems like every time I look, I just feel like, wait, what time is it? Oh, wow, it's 1:47 or something. So that's doing that to me all the time. Okay, we got somebody in the chat room here. We got Amitra says, let's talk Vimanas.
Vimanas?
Yeah, she's from India, so she said she has all kinds of records of strange alien stuff.
She should call
in
in.
the Hindu text.
That's a fantastic topic. Fantastic.
I was talking about Vimanas today with somebody else. Damn, what was it? Oh yeah, we were talking about in the desert. Why did they actually invade Afghanistan, and could it been that Vimana that they found in the caves? And there was also something that I heard about a giant, that red-haired giant that they were hunting to kill this in that same area.
Yes, that's exactly true.
Yeah, that was.
They did kill him, and they apparently they transported him out of there.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I'll post that article too, because I actually talked about that on the Reverend John Polk show,
Wow,
Quantum
man.
Hologram Matrix on Wednesday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can post that up. I want to read that now.
I will. I'll post that up there.
Yeah,
I'm posting
because
up something else right now.
Sweet. I actually do remember first hearing about this a long time ago. Might have been 2012 when I first heard of a Vimana being inside of some sort of cave in Afghanistan. And of course, we didn't really hear nothing much else after.
Yeah, those stories, they come and they go quickly.
You never hear the end of the story of anything on the news. It seems like they never finish the story. They always say, oh, this happened. Even on CNN, you never hear the end of the story.
Nope.
You never do. I don't understand that. Why don't we have... I think back in the day, like, they did have follow-ups on stories and stuff, but now it's just all just bullshit propaganda, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
Some of it is. Oh, here I found it. The giant red-haired human. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. I'll go ahead and I'll put it on hashtag 47Talk for you guys to check it out. U.S. military kill red-haired giant, Kandahar, Afghanistan. It's a 15-minute video on YouTube. So I'll post that.
That sounds like something L.A. Marzulli talks about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while since I've talked to him.
He's good. I like LA.
Amitra, why don't you phone in, Amitra, with some of your Hindu stories? You can phone in on Skype at Wolfman Mike 47. You'll find me on Skype. Or you can look up on Skype, you can look up Monster Castle, was it radio? Yeah, Monster Castle Radio. And you'll find the group call that we're in right now.
She's got to request like an invite, doesn't she? And then you have to accept her. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some kind of request here. Wow.
I put up that Roswell video.
I'm adding somebody in right now, and I don't know who it is.
By the way, Wolf, do people want to call in? I could give out a number if people want to call in.
Okay, do it.
I could patch them in if it works, that is.
Try it.
All right, well, if anybody does want to call in, dial 760-332-8947, and we'll try to get you in here.
I think we may have a caller in right now. Is there somebody else here?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I wasn't expecting you to call, but that's okay.
It was, I just added you to the group.
Yeah.
Who is it? Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, this is Passion.
I thought so. Hi, Passion. How are you? This is
I'm
Passion.
doing okay.
Passion Hodges from DM Talk, everybody.
Passion, you have a great voice. You sound like Passion. It's a perfect name for you.
Well, thank you very much.
That's awesome.
So how is everyone?
We're awesome.
I've got past the 2-drink minimum. I don't know about you, Passion. Have you had your 2-drink minimum yet?
No, I haven't this evening. I've actually been abstaining from intoxicants. I don't know if that's a real word.
It is now.
Damn, I forgot to mention the rules. Yeah, there is 3 rules for the show. The number 1 rule is no bashing other paranormal shows, please. Mm-hmm. And the second rule is please mute your microphone when you're not talking. The third rule is it's a 2-drink minimum, and you have to swear at least once.
Okay, are you getting any feedback from me right now?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay.
These are some strict rules.
Terrible, eh?
Well, you have to have some rules, because otherwise you just have utter chaos.
Like Nam.
I don't care if we bash anything else, but not other paranormal shows.
Oh, that's fine. I was, like I said, I wasn't, I just added you. But here I am. But
where do you? Can I ask where do you live? What state can you say, or what city are you? Can you?
Yeah, everybody knows. I'm from the state of Maryland.
Awesome.
How about you?
California, Central Coast.
Okay.
What's the weather like in Maryland?
It's getting pretty miserable. At night, it's really rather cold, and it's been raining. Basically, it rained almost this entire week.
So do you have any cool paranormal or UFO sightings, ET experiences, any kind of crazy monster castle stories to tell us?
I actually don't. I wish I did, but anytime that I've ever had anything weird happen, I found out what it was, no matter how long it took. So, no, I don't. Sadly, it's quite sad.
Whose phone was that?
That was probably mine.
Oh, how dare you!
What interests you in this topic? What draws you to this? I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I'm really into politics, but everything's really horrendous right now. So I just, I don't know. I just like listening to other people's stories and finding out about things that I've never necessarily heard about before. So it's interesting. I find it very interesting.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna go on to. I'm gonna give a little treat out here, I think, to Eric because you want to hear some reggae, don't you?
Oh, you know I do.
Okay.
I muted, but yeah, play some reggae.
Here
definitely.
we go, guys. There's a little bit of Tribal Seeds. I didn't get in trouble last time, so I'm going to play it again and see what happens.
Fight
more Allah. Tell them say we want no more Allah. Illuminati cause down is a blood clot. Illuminati cause down is a blood clot. Tell them say we want no more Allah. Tell them say we want no more Allah.
Okay, we're back on live. All right. Oh, that was cool, right on. What'd you guys think of that? Hope we don't get in trouble with YouTube. All right. Oh, wow. Wolfman's got balls, eh? But I think that one is, they gave that one out to anyone, and it's free, that song. And the rest of the album, I think you have to pay for, but I think that one there, I think that's free. I put that song up before, and I didn't get in any trouble for it. But anyway, we're going back to our another topic here, right, Michael?
Sure.
Yeah,
or
let's
we
go
can
back
go
to
back
that
to
other.
credible cases if you want, and finish up with that topic.
Yeah, because that was an awesome topic.
Yeah, we could revisit that quickly here. One of the cases I always liked was the Zimbabwe school sighting. There was a mass UFO sighting with, I think, over 62 children who independently saw this saucer in the sky, and of course they saw it land, and they had some sort of communication, telepathic communication with these beings, trying to lure them in almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
What
quite
year,
popular
what year
case.
did that happen?
That was back in 1994.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I heard about that one recently. And
Yeah, that one's really hard to sort of disprove, really, in my opinion, because as most of you know out there, children in large groups don't lie.
they all kind of drew the same picture independently when they were questioned afterwards, right?
I believe so. How would you get so many kids to go ahead and all agree on this story, and then years later, as adults, still talk about it? About it, rather.
Oh, okay.
And they had
reminds
didn't
me
they have a
of-
reunion recently too?
They did.
What was that one? with
2014.
that monster, the Flat Hills monster, was pretty interesting. That one too, and also Mook Boy is asking what you guys think about the Richard Doty from Rajman and Hey Passion. He's giving you a shout out.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of about Richard Doty from Rajman?
I think Richard Doty's a piece of shit, personally.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. We might have to put
Yeah,
some sound effects up
he's
for
a
that.
shill.
All
Big time
right.
shill.
Piece of shit. Here's the sound effect for that.
I didn't hear the plush.
Oh, yeah, you won't hear it on your end. I can't. That's one drawback about this. I can't put the sound
okay.
effects back through the Skype
Yeah.
because it echoes.
Well,
There's-
since I don't know who Richard Doty is, maybe you guys could tell me real quick.
There's lots of mixed emotions about that character.
Character, perfect word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect word. I'm going to post a picture of him, actually, in a few seconds here on hashtag 47Talk.
Go ahead and do that.
I saw him. I saw that show. I saw that movie, Mirage Man, just a few weeks ago, and he just was kind of arrogant. He just like, okay, so basically, I mean, the secret government, whatever you want to call them, they put him up to the task of promoting the whole misinformation, disinformation campaign, and he embedded himself in the whole UFO researcher community and became buddy-buddy with everybody and was spreading out information that was false to throw off people like us who didn't know better at the time. And then now he did a movie in Mirage Man and comes out and he kind of brags about it, like, I tricked everybody and I got paid for it. I mean, that was my take on the whole deal.
Oh, okay.
I think you're right.
Well, thank you.
I'm not really familiar with that one.
Mirage Mirage Man, you got to see that movie. That's a documentary movie that's worth watching, no doubt. Linda Moulton Howe was in that. Actually, I got a great Linda Moulton Howe story to tell you.
Oh my! She was just on Ghost, I think.
Yeah, she was in the movie, and during the filming of the movie Mirage Man, you could tell at some point, and they actually put this in the movie, which I thought was good, that she was getting almost irritated because she was starting to think that they were just basically trying to use her and manipulate the whole perception and agenda that they were trying to put out. And she called them on it. Do you remember that scene? Did you see the movie Mirage Man, any of you guys?
Actually,
yeah.
I have not seen it.
Did you get that feeling? Remember that one scene when
I
Linda
did.
says, that was trippy.
Here's the thing, though. I actually seen her in person, and she looked quite annoyed, so I didn't even approach her.
Was that because...
I'll post a picture of her right now from the movie. I actually took it right off the TV because it's kind of look on her face. I met Linda Moulton Howe in February of this year at the Alien Snowfest at Big Bear in California, and it was the Super Bowl Sunday, and she actually sat right next to me and drank wine, and we shouted and screamed during this. True story. She's a great woman. I mean, I'll tell you what. I think she's 70.
Yeah,
she's like 53, 55 as far as if you looked at her and her energy. I mean, she's full of it. She's got it all going on. She's a great lady, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wanted to say hi to her, but again, she had this look of annoyance going on.
Oh, maybe that was your company you were with.
No, I was at a conference.
I'm just kidding. Come on, Michael.
I was alone. She didn't see me.
Well, maybe it was you. Oh.
She's a very friendly lady. She's actually very friendly. Okay, I'm going to post right now, 47 Talk, Richard Doty. You can see what this little quack looks like. He's got this little shit-eating grin on his face, like he's got this look like, I fooled all you people, and I got paid to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, is he actually the guy that's on the front cover of the movie poster?
I think you're right. He has glasses.
Yeah, he's really weird looking. Yeah.
He almost looks like he's a pedophile or something.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah. I'm just saying.
Of course. Yes.
I'll take the flack for that. We'll delete that later.
The legal issues here.
Yeah. We don't want to be bashing anybody, though.
These are just opinions.
Opinions. It's only my opinion.
You can have opinions. It's totally fine.
I guess what irritates me is, I mean, we all know that, well, I'm assuming we all know that there is a disinformation, misinformation campaign that's been going on for a long time. And in my opinion, whoever it was that started all this, realized that the American public was catching on to what was going on with the UFO ET scene, and they freaked out. So they figured, we're going to hire and train these people to go out and put out false stories and false information to confuse people. So they'll get so confused that they'll become disinterested because they won't be able to figure out in their minds what's really going on. So they're just going to put it on the back burner, on the back shelf, and forget about it because they can't figure it out. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I actually would have to agree with that, and I think that there are actually more. There's even more than just one disinformation campaign regarding lots and lots of stuff, because the more shit you can get out there, the more confusing it becomes, even for people to keep track of.
Well, that's how Hillary Clinton stayed in politics so long, in my opinion.
How do you feel about Alex Jones? Many people believe he's a CIA disinformation agent.
I don't think he is, personally.
I don't really think so either. He's probably no disinfo agent.
Alex Jones kind of breaks my heart because I was really, really into him at one point in time, but
Oh, you were a big fan?
Yeah, honestly, I was. I was very into him. I don't quite know what it is, because I believe that I can't help but feel that his foundation was genuine, but I think along the way it really did just become all about money for him, and he kind of just repeats the same stuff that he's been saying for years and years and years and years.
Well, they got to do that to keep making money, I think.
I know, but that's my point about I don't know what to take away from him anymore because I feel like he was presenting information that people really should know about at one point in time, and I just don't feel that he does that anymore at all.
Well, his greatest contribution, if it's true, was his secret video of the Bohemian Grove
Right.
ritual. I thought that just blew the socks off that whole program they got going out there.
That's what got him to the dance.
Exactly. Exactly. And he's been riding that thing since.
Exactly, yeah. He's not letting that go.
Well, no, and if I had done what he was able to do with that, I probably wouldn't either. And it is impressive. I'll be honest. I mean, that's what I liked about him because he was so willing to just fight and just do whatever he wanted to get the information. But
did you see that hacked email from Colin Powell? He actually had some sort of email that was hacked or leaked, whatever, about him being at the Bohemian Grove.
I didn't see about the Bohemian Grove. I saw something about it, but what I did hear, what did it say?
It was some sort of email, I believe, that was leaked from the DC leaks there. And strangely enough, he was writing to someone named Peter, I believe. I don't have that article in front of me or else I'd pull it up. I think it was like Peter Gordon McKay. So I think he's another Canadian politician.
Right. I'm bringing it up actually right now.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
I should have probably brought it up before even talking about it.
What I always say about is Paul Hellinger used to be our defense minister here. And for him to come out and just say, yeah, they're real, I don't think we're going to get any better disclosure than that. I really don't think we're going to get anything better.
For those kids,
isn't he like 90-something now?
Yeah, and the dude's like saying, he don't care what anyone they can do whatever they don't. He's old enough now that he doesn't really care what they do to him. So I'm just going to tell you, there's real that this is real.
Yeah, there's lots of people that gather there. Prominent business leaders, former presidents, musicians, that sort of thing. People of power.
You're talking about Bohemian Grove, right?
Yeah, just say for those who don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, I was talking about Paul Hellinger.
Yeah.
Now, who is Paul Hellinger?
He was
Wolfman?
the defense minister of Canada, and he went with the Disclosure Project and tried to get who was the other guy that was in on that Gear anyways, he tried to get the United States,
Richard, Dr. Greer.
Yeah, that's it, Greer. He tried to get the government to admit it, and well, basically, with him admitting it, to me, that's enough disclosure right there.
Oh, okay. No, okay, so he's like defense, and he said...
Retired, by the way.
A retired defense minister, and he's saying, like, this is what is going on. And
he said something like they have documented, I don't know if it was 40 or 80, but it was a huge number of different ET races that are actually documented in the files.
Oh, that's right, too. Yeah.
That's what blew my mind. And the guy has actually had his own sightings. He's not just going off what he's heard. He had his own sightings right there in Canada, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what made him turn around and want the people to know what's going on.
Yeah, it seems like your fellow countrymen out there in Canada, they're all about UFO disclosure.
Yeah,
seems like your government is way more into it than ours, per se.
I think we'd probably get less men in hats come visit our houses, so we got a little more ballsy people here. Because when you get those people show up at your houses that you guys get down there, and the strange phone calls and stuff, I think that tends to scare people off a bit.
I don't think the cabal has fully infiltrated Canada as much as they have the U.S.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
What about there was a crash in the Indian reservation? I think it was, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Montabe or Mantoba. Remember that came and went, that story earlier in the year? It was out there. There was a saucer crash that landed and crashed right into the snow out some Indian reservation, and they went out there and they retrieved it, and it was a story for a few days, and then it disappeared.
Swept under the rug.
What about that one about the robot creature that was up in the mountain in the Indian reservation, scaring all those kids and spitting sparks off, and this weird robot creature?
I have not heard that one.
Oh, this is a good one too, man. Oh my God.
Tell us more about that. I want to hear that story.
Oh yeah, these kids go up in the mountain and they seen some sort of a mechanical robot sort of like creature running around. It seemed like it was in trouble, spitting off sparks. It seemed damaged, and I can't really remember too much else about that story. But yeah, somebody else might remember that. I know it was in an Indian reservation up on a mountain, and kids that actually in this thing, they saw this thing.
There's always strange sightings in those Indian reservations.
Yeah, it's
skinwalkers, all that crazy stuff.
I have a good story to tell you guys, actually. So at the Alien Snow Fest in February, I was sitting at a table with Linda Moulton Howe and Reverend John Polk and several other people that were there. It was like 6 or 8 of us. We're all just kind of chatting, telling stories. And there was this other guy who was an older Indian gentleman. He's a shaman, actually, in Dulce, New Mexico. And he's about 60, 70 years old. He was in another room, and he was promoting it's already passed, but the Dulce, New Mexico conference came and went a few months back. But anyway, so during a break, during the Alien Snowfest, Richard Dolan was there, Micah Hanks, Jimmy Church. I mean, it was a great show. And anyway, so during the break, I went in there and I started talking to this Indian. His name's Brian, this Indian gentleman, and he's the shaman. And so I opened up and I said, I'm a white guy, and I'm going to acknowledge I know the white man has done wrong by the Indian people. I mean, it's obvious to me. I'm not afraid to say it. And he was happy that I stood up and said that, and so it kind of endeared myself to him. But then he told me a story, and he told me the story, and then after he told me the story, I said, look, you got to come and tell Linda this story. So I brought him over. So his story was this, and he actually pulled out a piece of paper and a pen, and he not only told the story, but he was drawing pictures as he was telling the story. It was awesome. I've never seen anybody tell a story where they're drawing pictures on a tablet at the same time. So he said his family has a reservation right out there at the base of on one of the sides of the Dulce mountain, where supposedly that's where the Philip Snyder was out there and digging holes and encountered aliens back in the day. But he said that he saw a craft come down off, out of the mountain, come down, hover down about halfway down the mountain, and he just watched it. And there's a river out there, and it went down, it hovered over the river, went into the river, and disappeared. And as he's telling this story, he's telling it in English, and then he'd say like a paragraph in English, then he would stop, he would draw pictures, and then he would tell the story in his Indian native tongue. I didn't know what he was saying, and nobody knew what he was saying in Indian, but it was just interesting because that's how they tell their stories in their tribe. So what was cool is he actually invited me. He said, if I want to come out there to the base, I call it the base, but the reservation, he said I could come out there and camp, and he would camp with me. And he says he promised me that I would see things. So I'm planning to go to Dulce, New Mexico in the next few months. And when that happens, I'll call you. I'll definitely call into the show and tell you guys about that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You know,
Yeah, that is cool.
all you gotta do is just pay attention to the sky and look up there once in a while. Look at the sky, see what's going on. Every time I walk outside, I look at the sky. But you know, I'm one of these guys that gets the tingles going right down my back, and I just know that there's something watching me, and I know exactly where it is, and I just look right there, and there it is. And when there's people with me, I just point it out, and then everybody sees it, you know, and it's like, wow. There you go. You got to be with somebody that's a possible abductee that gets those tingles, and then they just know when to look. And if you're with somebody like that, then you're always gonna see something weird, because it gets bad to worse. Here we go on a break, baby. Rock and roll. All right, here's the Blueheads. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again? Want to try it again? At the wrong speed. Want to try it again? Want to try it again? Want to try it again?
Some people say I am grown. Some people say that I have changed. Some people say I am blessed, but I am cursed because I go from bad to worse. Some people say I am okay. Some people call me a freak. Some people say I should go to church, but I just go from bad to worse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again? The turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again?
Sometimes I feel like I am a secondary citizen. Oh yeah. Sometimes I feel like I am a secondary citizen. I'm losing my faith in myself. I still got some faith in you. Oh, you. I'm losing my faith in myself. I still got some faith in you. Yeah, you. And I hope you try and love me too, 'cause sometimes I feel like I am a secondary citizen. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I am a secondary citizen. Oh. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Good. That was much better. Do you have
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again? The wrong speed. Want to try it again? Try it again?
Some people say that I am strong. Some people say that I am weak. Some people say I can't sing one more verse because I go from bad to worse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again?
Oh, I'm sorry, I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again?
On, guys, we are back. Everybody, all right, yeah. With some paranormal, psychedelic, rock and roll, yeah. Okay. What were we talking about again? Holy shit. This is good.
Well, Marcus and I were talking about the ozone layer and global warming and the greenhouse effect just at this moment, but it's not very paranormal. It's a little more depressing than paranormal stuff.
Well, that's all right. We can bonk the assholes that started all that shit. Let's bonk them now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'd have to bonk ourselves, I think, to some degree.
Oh, man. No, there was some guy that
Yeah.
he started the whole recycling thing, and it's all a scam to make people feel like they're doing something good for the environment when really it's still all being damaged just the same.
Well, I don't think that recycling was ever about the ozone layer or that kind of stuff. That was. Sorry, I'm stuttering. That was all about actually emissions and energy and how we get around, and that it was going to destroy our environment and cause. I mean, it's happening everywhere, but just look at what's happening in California specifically. Jesus God, everything's either entirely dry or they have massive mudslides, and then where was it that there was a massive, was it methane that was leaking for like months and months and months?
Right, in Porter Ranch.
Yes. That was just like, that whole thing was like, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but
it's capped off, but I think it's still a little shaky.
And there was a methane leak.
They thought we might have some blackouts this summer. I don't know. I haven't heard of any, but because of, most of our electricity comes from natural gas now, since the nuke plants are being shut down.
Right.
But a lot of people are putting up solar, for what it's worth. I don't know if it's going to be enough to do much, but I have some solar, and I'm trying to do what I can.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's and yeah, well, now the fracking is now the new environmental crisis. It's funny, we go from one environmental crisis that's destroying the planet to another in search of energy, and yeah, it's not funny, but you get the idea.
Well, there's 7+ million or billion of us, all wanting to drive Escalades now, and I don't know where that's going to end up, but there's a movie on YouTube, if you really want to get depressed, it's, I think it's called Earth 2100, and okay. It's kind of a part animation about this woman's life who was born in the early 21st century here, and they go through the whole century basically, and with the predictions, and there's occasional scientists that chime in and explain why they think this is happening. But now that movie was made, I think, in 2009. Here we are 7 years later, and if you look at the timeline, we're actually not only on the timeline, it's actually we're happening faster than the timeline in that movie, which is really scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just go ahead, Wolfman. Sorry.
Oh, I just want to address some people in the chat room and 47 Talk. We got Les W there, so shout out to Les W, and Caveman says the Chinese made it all up and they should get a bonk. A Whole Skeptic, you're supposed to come on the show. You're supposed to call in because you won the monster contest, so you got to call in. You got a slot on this show, dude. You got to at least call in and say hi to everyone.
People need to call in.
Yeah.
Yeah, A-Hole, you really need to call in. I want to hear you.
Everyone wants to hear you.
Everybody wants to hear.
So if you don't, well, I believe Caveman may bonk you. Oh. Yeah, this is a great topic, though, eh? He doesn't have a good Skype setup, he says. Excuses, yeah. Okay, well, Michael gave a number, so just call the phone number, right, Michael?
Yeah, if you want to call in. That number is 760-332-8947. 8947. 47, there's that number again.
Yeah, there you go. And we promise we won't, toss you out the window or anything. We'll be nice. We will be nice.
Can you say the number one more time? I'm going to tweet it out.
760-332-8947.
Okay, it's being tweeted on hashtag 47talk right now.
Cool.
Oh, I did not bonk you, a-hole. Not yet, because you still have the opportunity to phone in. So I will not bonk until the fat lady sings, and you just don't do it.
Caveman posted the pictures from the Twilight Zone episode called The Midnight Sun, where the Earth was spiraling.
By the way, have you guys talked about the debate?
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Are you
Yes.
talking
Uh-oh,
politics?
indeed.
You're going to talk politics on my show?
It might happen. Might just take that route.
No,
please don't.
No.
Help me, Mr. Wizard.
Oh, I'm sick already. Okay.
I know.
Okay, I'm ready. I got my.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to comment. I'll make a comment.
I
about
took
the
a
first
grab all.
debate with Hillary Clinton. How many frickin' times did that woman blink her eyes? I mean, come on now. No human can blink. Did you see that? I mean, she was blinking like a mad woman, and she had that smile on her face that would not leave. It was like she was in another world.
She's a reptilian.
I wouldn't doubt it. And Donald just kept smirking and looking sideways and lifting. It was crazy.
And as we say, reptilians taste just like chicken.
I personally loved it because it was nice to see Donald Trump finally freak out and lose his shit. And so that was awesome. But overall, it was horrendous. But it was nice to finally see him.
Well,
Hillary controlled the show that night. There was no doubt about it. On the first night, I thought she was in charge.
I personally can't wait till it's all over with and everyone can just shut up about the stupid politics.
Oh, believe me, so do I. I was kidding.
I just can't stand it. It's just and then Canada here, and then they all lies. Then they get up there and they don't do anything they're gonna say anyway. So what the hell, man? And then everybody's waiting for disclosure from some piece of shit politician that lies anyway. So why would you want disclosure from some idiot that lies anyway? When you have disclosure from real people that,
All right.
Sounds like somebody just jumped in the shower and jumped out.
Yeah, Wolfman, I don't know what's going on with your audio. A Whole
Skeptic, just take a shower real quick.
I don't know.
A Whole Skeptic tried to call us, I think. He said, no answer, bonk. Did he try to call Michael's number, I think?
Is that what happened? Did I miss it?
Yeah, he said there was no answer. It was...
That's weird. Try 760-332-8065.
I don't know. I just tried this number. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to tweet that out. Hold on a second there. Let me tweet that out again.
Yeah, let's see if that works. 760 332 8065.
8065.
There you go.
Okay, hashtag 47talk. Let's see if that works.
That should work.
Okay, there it is. I'm posting it out there.
We definitely appreciate the attempt. So you're not going to be bonked?
Trying hard.
And we got Maria, by the way. I don't. She has not. I'm going to teach her how to get into the hashtag 47 talk, but she's in Sweden. She's listening to the show now. She's one of our friends from Sweden, the musical Swede, Maria.
So, does she play an instrument?
I'm not sure her story exactly. She lived in L.A. for a long time, then she moved to Sweden for some reason.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I think someone just called.
Okay, try it.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Oh no.
It might get Skyped out between the double feed.
Can you guys hear him?
No.
I can hear you.
I thought I heard him for a second, but then it just. But I guess not.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm gonna definitely for next show get
I can hear this
Skype
guy.
number.
But I guess you guys can't.
I think I heard it, but it was really, really low. Is it? Tell him to speak up. Tell him to yell for a second.
Damn it! You know what? Next show I will just get a.
They
I'm gonna
can't
get a
hear you,
Skype
dude.
number.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure why not.
I hear you loud and clear, but they can't.
No, I hear you so good too.
Damn.
Well, why don't you repeat what he's saying?
Nah, that's no good. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Put your hand on your head. Okay, now jump up and now lift up one leg. Okay, lift up the other leg. Okay, now you're levitating.
Michael, can you put them on your speakers and just pick them directly through your mic?
Yeah, he is coming like there.
Oh, that sucks. Well, it's just, that's always Skype. There's always something that, it doesn't surprise me because it's going through two boards.
That's true.
And that's what I figure is going on. There's two
Yeah,
boards.
regardless, isn't Spreaker what you're using? There's that limitation there.
Well, it's the Skype limitation, I believe. It's going through
That too.
two boards, and Skype is eliminating what it thinks is an echo.
Correct.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a pretty high-tech program they got for eliminating echo, so that people talking from across the world can, and it sounds like you're talking to each other. It's pretty incredible what Skype does, actually. But it has
Well,
a
hey,
high-tech
Skeptic, if you
echo
can hear me.
elimination.
Thank you.
No, I was just going to tell him thanks for calling in.
Well, we tried. We definitely tried.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Caveman agrees with me. We tried, so no bonk. Right now it is 1:47 on my counter, which means that
It's early.
a song is coming up very soon. No, not that soon. 10 minutes or 12 minutes now. And that's fucked. Again, as soon as I look at the counter, it's 47. Wow. Okay.
The synchronicity continues.
Yes.
Can we revisit the topic? Was it sightings or crashes or what were we talking about earlier? We were on a roll there for a while.
UFOs?
Yeah, you started to tell us a story about 10 or 15 minutes ago. I forgot. I've had about 6 or 7 Gobekli Tepe, so I can't remember what it was, but it was good.
Well, there's all sorts of crazy things we could get back into, but of course you did remind me of Dr. Paul Benowitz when you were mentioning Dose, New Mexico, and the underground base there.
Yeah, tell us that story.
Well, it's a long, drawn-out story. I was just about to ask you, do you find that to be credible, what he went through?
Yes, I got the feeling that he was onto something, and then they sent some sort of Richard Doty guy out there to feed him information that was misinformation to throw him off, from what I've heard. And then at some point, they discredited him, or they made people feel as though his story was not completely believable because there was too much information Therefore, the confusing factor set in.
Correct, and I think lots of people aren't even aware about this one. It's popular, but even those that have some time in the game, they sort of overlook this whole one because people think it's made up.
Exactly. The guy that had the biggest, can I say balls, Wolfman? Is that, I mean, as in basketballs, footballs? I mean, the guy.
You're allowed to say
Philip
testicles.
Schneider, that guy, when he came out, I think it was in the late 80s, early 90s, right? When he went on the circuit and he had all his artifacts and he told his story about, the giant bore, and they were digging holes and for underground tunnels and so on and so forth for, whatever the cabal is using for their high-tech underground, train system or whatever the hell they're doing down there. But they apparently, now this is the part that's hard to believe, but I don't say that I don't believe it. It's just hard to believe. But they actually dug through the ground in the somewhere in the Dulce mountain and popped through, and there was some type of alien reptilian type creatures down there, right. And they had a battle,
a firefight,
yes,
as they say.
And he got shot, and it blew off part of his hand blew a hole in his gut, and he was going on the circuit, and you can see it on YouTube. I mean, the guy looks mangled. His story was quite incredible. Philip Schneider.
Philip Schneider.
Philip Schneider, and you go see him. He always wears that baseball cap. He went like kind of like door to door, but auditorium to auditorium back in the 80s or 90s for about a year, and finally the bad guys caught up with them and they suicided him, is what I call it. That was the story, that he committed suicide, but I don't think that's what really happened.
So,
was he a U.S. government geologist and engineer?
Yes.
Okay.
Amongst many things.
It's funny, when we had a little bit of dead air there, I thought I heard it for sure.
I muted my mic. I needed some water.
Well,
I don't know if you guys have seen the picture of that massive machine that's like the size of 5 buildings stacked on top of each other that they use to bore in the ground. And I mean, this is a real machine. This isn't some speculative device that's made up. This machine actually exists, and they use it to make these giant tunnels under the ground. And he was one of the guys that was responsible for doing the geological studies of the ground and the dirt prior to them using this machine, so that they can determine that it was safe and it was going to be effective. I'm just somewhat speculating, but that's the gist of what I understood. And then, at one point they were using this machine out there somewhere in New Mexico, boring into the ground, and that's when they popped through to some other secret. Well, this is the story. It's some sort of secret reptilian base. It's a great story.
I thought that's where you were going, and I was going to ask, is that how they did what they did in regards to where NORAD is located? With the machine?
I don't know much about NORAD. Do you know, anybody know anything much about NORAD?
I'm not familiar with it being anywhere near Dose.
No, it's in Colorado, but
yeah.
It's underground, though. That's what I was,
Okay.
Yes. Well, the Denver airport. I mean, we could probably talk about that. The crazy.
Sure, there's a lot of weird underground tunnels and cities all around the United States. Those who aren't aware.
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of people think that that's not even really real.
Oh, it's real, believe me.
It's very real.
How about
It's
the
very
underground
real.
pyramid in Alaska?
What?
The underground black pyramid in Alaska that Linda Moulton Howe talks about.
I haven't heard that story. Tell us that story, Wolf.
Apparently, some military personnel leaked out the story of there's something with an energy signature that was so huge that's how they found it, and it was underground pyramid, way bigger than I think the Pyramid of Giza, and just as cool. This is really a high-tech one. It's still working. It's functional. It's still putting out the power and doing its function. And it's underground, yeah. It's some kind of a black energy.
I never knew about that.
Yeah, this is wicked.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, one other person that I always found interesting was William Cooper.
Yes.
Another one who went out in a weird way, a shootout with the sheriffs.
Oh yeah, jumped out. Is that guy that jumped out of the building? Jumped out of an airplane and.
No, you're confusing him with D.B. Cooper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, jump out the airplane.
Radio classic on paranormal.
I know.
That was good stuff, Wolfman, right there.
That's all right.
There was a rumor in the '60s. I got to tell you, true story. I had a crazy uncle, and his name was Al Egan, and he had a brother, and so the story spread in my family that this guy's brother was D.B. Cooper. So whenever my family would get together and they drink beers and do bong hits or whatever back in the '60s, story always got told. So. That's why it's classic D.B. Cooper. He was. They never found the guy or the money, apparently.
I want to do a show on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That would be cool.
Yeah, that story is one of the lingering stories that anything that's entirely unsolved, like D.B. Cooper, Zodiac, I'm always fascinated with.
Love that one. That's a classic right there that never gets old.
Did you guys see the movie Without a Paddle? I think it's a comedy. These three guys get lost.
Yeah, I've seen it.
At the end, it's Burt Reynolds plays D.B. Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a little cameo there. Forgot all about that scene until you brought it up.
I posted a couple pictures of the machine and the tunnels on hashtag 47Talk. That the machine they use to make these tunnels. You know what's weird is this machine has the U.S. Air Force insignia on it. I find that interesting. We're digging tunnels with the U.S. Air Force machine.
Wow. So, yeah, the Air Force... Yeah, because, Admiral Byrd, he goes into the inner Earth, right? He had to take his air fleet into the inner core of the Earth.
In Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Out there at the end of the flat Earth,
Well, no, that was in Antarctica.
Antarctica, yes.
Antarctica, yes. And
where there's a treaty now, so you can't go to the end of the flat Earth to see what's happening at the end of Antarctica, apparently.
That all ended when Admiral Byrd came back and went on the news and started telling all these stories, eh? And then it was all shut up, hushed up pretty quick there. Yeah.
That was back in the day when you can go on TV and the news and tell stories before it got censored. Now it all gets censored before it hits the news.
Yep.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I totally forgot to bring this up, but Jared Leto, he dropped about $5 million on one of those former military compounds, a very famous one out in Laurel Canyon.
He bought an underground bunker. Is that what you're saying?
No, it used to be like a military compound.
Oh, okay. Wow. Why did he do that? No, I mean, I know that's a rhetorical question.
Wasn't that pop singer Katy Perry trying to buy it too, and then Jared Leto outbid her? Is that the same one or a different one?
I think so. There's also like an underground parking garage that's pretty awesome. I remember seeing photos of this. I was going to talk about it on the show. It's pretty amazing, though, that there's all these very luxurious underground bunkers out there. And we have done a show with this guy named Gary Lynch. and he's a creator and, of course, designer of his own line of bunkers called, I think it's called Rising S Bunkers. And this guy, man, he hit the jackpot, I have to admit. He has all sorts of people that have contacted him to build these lavish, sophisticated underground bunkers. And these are like multi-million-dollar facilities that this guy's running.
Man, okay, so that makes me think of this song, and you're thinking of underground bunkers. I'm thinking about worms crawling, so I'm going to put on a song called Worm Vomit, but it's about tequila, actually. The song is actually about tequila. Everyone party. Get it on, man. Rock and roll, yeah. Let's, is it playing? It didn't start. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, rock and roll, baby. Yeah, here it comes. Man. back. We are back with power. We are back with psychedelic, paranormal power. How's it going, everybody? Are you having fun tonight? What's going on?
Absolutely.
What's going on in the chat room right now? Anybody can see that?
I've been checking it out. We still got a few guys hanging out, a few ladies.
Oh, you know what? On Twitter, this Maria, she finally said that it was a bit too strange for the first thing in the morning, and we failed to engage her. Maybe another day. Have a great show.
Aww.
Man,
No, that's sweet.
Well,
she was 8:30 in the morning in Sweden, by the way. She tweeted me that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and Hailey's my friend at Hailey Hatfield. She's listening right now. She's a friend of mine. She tweeted the Bill Cooper, the great book by Bill Cooper, Behold a Pale Horse, I believe. Was that what it was?
Sure is.
That was a great book. I read that online, actually. That guy was intense. Very intense dude.
You read the PDF?
I did, actually.
Good times.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, I fucked up again. I let the music play over top of you guys. I stopped it.
Ugg's got a post with somebody jumping up and down the Doors. Yeah, Ugg with the Doors post. I like it, actually. On hashtag 47 talk.
What were we talking about?
Oh, we were going to talk more about. You were going to tell more about the Zimbabwe. We were off air. We were talking about the Zimbabwe story with the 60 kids, then I was going to tell you a story after that.
Yes, incredible sighting that involved a group of children that took place back in, I believe, September of 1994, and I believe it was 60 children that saw this, all between the ages of about 5 and 12 years old. And this was in Zimbabwe, of all places. And a lot of people don't even know about that case. And it's one that I think is extremely credible because I think kids, when they're in those kind of numbers, they don't lie. And kids usually don't lie when they're that young. Well, maybe if you know a couple of bad kids, sure, they'll lie. But when you have that many kids, how do you get them all to agree to one story? And for so long, too, as we were talking about before we hit the break, how these kids, now adults, they still remember this traumatic experience way later on in life. And these experiences never seem to go away.
No, that is a good point, actually, about them being as young as they were. And it would be difficult to get them all to stick to the same story.
Exactly.
That would be impossible.
That would be impossible. Go and if you have a child, more than one, try to get them to agree on one story. See how that works out for you. I heard a child right now.
That was kind of spooky, man. What was that? That's one of our weird. I'm going to turn off my sound effects so we can hear it
Something
better.
came through. What was that?
I don't know. That was freaky. I liked it.
Paranormal.
Yeah.
Monster Castle Radio. Paranormal.
Sometimes we get some weird sounds come through. Like maybe it's that voice that was talking to me earlier that I could not explain.
It came back.
Whoa.
Caveman pointed out that the Salem girls all lied, but at the same time, that was quite a significant less amount of children. There was like 3 girls that were the original thing that sparked all that.
Great point, Passion. Caveman, I think he's a young guy. I have a feeling he's just a young caveman.
Oh, it wasn't a criticism. It's just there's a big difference between a couple of kids and a whole schoolyard full of them.
If you guys are more interested in the story, you could look up Johnny Mac's documentary about this. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
There's another guy. Go ahead, Passion. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say I just posted a link on the hashtag about it, ufoevidence.org.
So I got to tell you guys a story. This is I didn't get onto Twitter until about about a year ago was I didn't do any social media till about a year ago. So I got on Twitter and I met this guy named Adam Ambrose. Has anyone heard of Adam Ambrose?
Doesn't ring a bell.
I know Adam very well.
You do?
Yes,
oh, beautiful Wolfman.
I know Adam very well.
Yes, I actually was able to develop a Twitter relationship with Adam. He's in New York. He's no longer on Twitter, but he had some amazing, fantastical stories that, I mean, I don't know if they're true or not. I tend to believe that they were true, but I'm not sure. But he did tell a story to me, and I've got it on my direct message feed, about an experience that he had that was very similar to the one in the Zimbabwe, which is in South Africa. And I mean, he's in New York. He grew up and was born and raised right near Montauk. And this guy is, I think he's about 52, 53 right now. He's had multiple experiences. He's not on Twitter anymore. I got him a spot on the Jimmy Church show. And he came on the show. If you ever want to hear Adam Ambrose speak, if you go to the jimmychurchradio.com and you listen to his archives, just type in Adam Ambrose. It was a fantastic show. But he has this, he's you can't find his stuff anymore. He was on YouTube, he was on Twitter, and then he started getting harassed. And he was telling me on the direct messages that he was sending me that I'm getting hassled, I'm getting harassed, I'm going to have to close down my account.
He was being a little bit freaky on there. We all kind of just like, wow, dude, come on, man. Feel sorry for me, and everything. Like, he was just, wow, it was a little bit overpowering, and I don't know. I think it's the way you serve something, like when you serve something in a restaurant, you got to make it pretty on the plate, right?
Right, I totally agree with you. He didn't, I tried to tell him that, if I didn't disbelieve him and if his stories that he was sharing were true, that he needed to present it in a way that people were going to listen. And he was very stubborn. But anyway, I just thought he was an interesting guy, Adam Ambrose. So we might see him resurface in the future, his stories.
That does sound interesting.
Yeah, I'll find some of his tweets. Okay, I'll tell you that this is kind of a insider information here. So there's another guy that's on Twitter, Thought Shifter. And that is actually me. I was originally Thought Shifter on Twitter, and I was following people and tweeting with them, and a few people, I asked some questions, and they didn't appreciate them apparently, so they blocked me.
With the cat face. Yeah, with the cat face.
Yeah, with the cat. That is me.
That's funny.
So I stopped using that account because Adam Ambrose and I were having major conversations on that account, and then he got freaked out and paranoid and blocked me. Oh, wow. So that's when I opened up another account at Awakening Man with my picture, and then this is kind of sneaky, but I'm just being honest. So I rekindled the relationship with Adam Ambrose with Awakening Man. Because I was so intrigued by his story. I was upset that he blocked me on...
Okay, hold on. Okay, this is the same guy that blocked me and A Whole Skeptic. We were just, we were teasing the fuck out of him.
Probably, because he was getting harassed hard. But,
by the way...
so that's anyway, that's the story.
With extreme prejudice, I might say.
Yeah, he's a different kind of guy. He's, when I first saw him on Twitter, it was funny. He was following all these movie stars and these famous people, and so I was looking at his Twitter feed, and he was sending out tweets to people like what's Ozzy Osbourne, Jack Osbourne, and Lindsay Lohan, and I mean and all of them, just stupid like funky comments. And posting them and sending them to these people.
But you know what's important?
I thought they were... Go ahead, Paul.
What's important about this is that his story actually seemed credible to me.
Yes, I agree,
It was
totally.
really interesting. It's just the way he was presenting it to everyone and trying to shove it down our throats, and everyone just kind of went, "Oh, wow."
He actually blew it for himself, I felt like. He told a story about a time where
it snowballed. Like, A Whole Skeptic just said it started with a misunderstanding and snowballed from there. And that's the same way. I tried to help him at first. I was trying to help him. And then it turned into something else. I can't even quite remember how that happened.
Exactly what I did. I swear to God, I tried to help him. I swear to you, and that's when he blocked me on the thought shifter. And I thought, you know what? So I just wanted to see what he was going to tweet about. So I opened up The Awakening Man, and I just watched and read what he was tweeting, and then I slowly introduced myself to him as The Awakening Man. But I never went in an area that I knew he would not want to go. At that point, I knew his boundaries, so I wouldn't ask him questions or bring up topics that I knew would piss him off, because he would get pissed, and he would just say, "Fuck you, you're blocked."
Well, let me ask you something real quick. Do you think there's any possibility that he's listening right now?
Highly unlikely.
Okay. Because I was going to say...
Yeah. He's in New York. He's 50. I think he's about 52, 53. I don't know if you guys know this. He gave me a lot of information. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but he's living. He lives in an apartment there. I don't know that he has even a job. I got the impression that his family was wealthy, or wealthy enough to support him, and that he might have even been on disability, possibly. I'm just speculating.
Oh, you know what? I just went to his YouTube channel, and it does not exist.
Yeah, he closed it. He closed everything down. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pause, but I'll go to my feed at Awakening Man, and I'll pull up some tweets that I saved. I think they're still on there, and I'll come back on and tell you some of the things that he told me. So I'm just going to pause for a minute.
Oh, man, that's got to take a while. You're looking through all those tweets. How can you even do that, man? Can you even...
Well, I'm pretty quick, but if I can't do it, I'll just vacate the whole topic.
Okay. He's an interesting guy, though. And then there's Jake Dog, from DM Talk. He used to be on DM Talk. Do you remember Jake Dog? You guys?
Yes.
He had a crazy story he told me on the phone one time, and I recorded it. And I had this recording I was going to put on the show, but I don't know what happened. Somehow my phone got erased. All the easy voice recorders got erased somehow, and I lost it. But it happened in Ontario here, and he was going in, it's way in the boonies in the woods by Lake Erie, and they saw some. It seemed like a cult of people worshiping something, and some guy in a white robe goes out on the water and levitates above the water, and then this is nuts, and I had a loss of time, and then they were standing, or they come across some tree that they saw before that they called the witch's tree, and it had some cracked roots with fire, and they looked at the fire and the roots, and it went way down into the earth. And then there's a creature, looked like a gremlin, but it was 8 feet tall, that opened its eyes and staring at them, and they ran out of there. Yeah, nuts. There's the nuts story like that. But you know what? This guy's a herbalist. He's totally. I've talked to him on the phone. He's really smart guy. He wouldn't make this shit up. He just wanted his story to be told out there. And it's just crazy, but I'm trying to get him back on. But guess what? I do have a surprise guest coming up shortly.
Shortly tonight?
Tonight, yeah. And he's my neighbor.
Really?
Yeah, and it's my neighbor.
I love it.
Yeah, and he's going to come over, and I'm going to put him on, and he's going to tell his paranormal story in a little while here, after the next break. So
I just tweeted on hashtag 47Talk the awakening man with his cat, the thought shifter. So if you guys want to see, I'm glowing in this tweet.
Okay. I know. Wait a minute.
It says thought shifter at Johnson 33M. Me and Billy chilling, waiting for Planet X.
Is that your tweet or is that his?
That's me tweeting, and that's me. That picture is actually me, and that's my cat. I got several cats. Actually, I love cats.
Okay.
I think I might have been at one point possibly a cat.
I thought you were a girl when you were thought shifter.
Really? What a trip. Thought shifter was my first account. I have another account, but I can't tell you guys what that one is because I'm following some people that I'm going to be doing a story on later that I can't divulge at this time. But there's some people in Florida.
I get it. That's your one that you do all the the naked pictures and stuff.
No. No. It's a good idea, but no. That was funny, Wolf. Very funny.
Michael, you got one, don't you? Or is he?
What's that?
You got one with naked pictures on a different name?
I don't recall that.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm not sure.
Oh man, everybody's got to have one on a different name with naked pictures.
Nobody's gonna admit it on live radio, Wolf. Come on, bro.
Why not? Okay.
I mean, I've blocked so many on DM Talk that I wonder what sometimes if I unblocked all the people I've blocked on DM Talk, like what it would look like.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I haven't blocked anybody. No, I take that back. I blocked a flat earther once.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. So did everybody.
Oh, he drive me nuts. It's like you just mentioned the word flat or earth anywhere in any tweet, and he's all over you.
Oh yeah, that guy. Actually, it might have been a different account that tweeted at me one night. They didn't say anything else. It was just one thing, and then they disappeared.
Maria just tweeted to me.
She's still
she
there?
says, sorry, Eric. This show is way too disjointed for me.
Oh, it's a little different, yeah.
I love it, though. It's funny. Some of these people, they got to have it like a system. There's no system to this show. We're just throwing it out there.
No, I like to live in the woods and no rules, nothing. There's too many laws. There is way too many laws. There's laws upon laws upon laws. And it's just ridiculous. We didn't ask.
I totally agree.
We did not ask to be born on this planet, and we don't need to be subjected as life forms to all these laws and regulations and red tapes. It's just ridiculous. You can't hunt this, you can't eat that, but we're going to feed you poison and brainwash you. Come on. Sorry.
Totally. Well, check it. I just tweeted on hashtag 47Talk under the Thought Shifter. You'll see the picture. It says a Robin Hood Resort Alien Snowfest. If anyone wants to check it out, we got the Reverend John Polk on the bottom right. We've got Jimmy Church on the top. And he's got his arm around Micah Hanks. By the way, Micah Hanks is a very brilliant man. I don't know if you guys know who Micah Hanks is. He does a show at 3 o'clock on KGRA on Mondays called The Gralien Report, and you guys got to check him out. This guy is sharp. He's very sharp. But anyway, I decided to share that with you guys.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, Micah Hanks. If you go to @Micah Hanks, you'll love this guy. He's just flowing with brilliance. He's in I think it's in North. Let me think. Hold on a second. North or South Carolina. I believe it's Mondays at 3 to 5, and then right after that comes the Richard Dolan Show on KGRARadio.com. And I'll tell you guys, those are two of the best shows on radio. Those two guys are both way on the high IQ chart. We're having fun here tonight, but these guys, they spit out the really brilliant stuff as far as just knowledge and information. We're doing stories and humor and all of it at once, right?
Marcus, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just dimming my brilliance.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, that's a guitar. Who's playing that?
Play it. Play it.
It's Michael.
Well, You have nowhere else to vent your torment, flat earth head. If you think they've lied to you, it might be true. Across the sea, you see your misery, whatever it might be, flat earth head. You have nowhere else to vent your torment. Now we're working on this one, man.
That was awesome.
We're in the process of recording that one right now. Tomorrow actually is going to be a big day for that song. Yeah, we're going to start the recording. And I got a.
Well, hey, I just want to say, if there's anyone listening that did not hear the Athena show from a few weeks ago, that was a classic, Wolfman. I just want to keep repeating that. Did you guys hear that show from a few weeks ago with Athena?
Only parts of it.
Theologians of... I'm sorry, I just had a blank there.
Yeah, of Orion.
Of Orion, yeah. That was funny. Wolf was in classic form that night.
I think I was drunk, but I'm not sure.
No, you were right there where you needed to be.
Okay, Caveman has posted a tweet that I sent out to Adam, and it says, "You need to rethink the way you present yourself, Adam." I remember that.
Whoa, there it is. Good job.
Yeah.
Excellent post, Caveman.
Confirmed it was, and here's this A Whole Skeptic. Confirmed it was Adam Ambrose CE4 I got into it with. Sigh. He seemed like an unhappy dude. I think he just wanted to, he really wants to get his story out there, but he tried a little too hard, and he was being really pushy with everybody on DM Talk. And I really like the "Won't you like to be my neighbor?" that Hailey Hatfield put.
There it is. Did you see her EN jointed with the master spleef? I love it.
I taught putty tat.
That's
right.
classic.
I did see a putty tat.
Yeah, A Whole Skeptic said that Adam Ambrose was an unhappy dude.
Yeah.
He was unhappy. He was a large man. He told me he didn't take care of his health. I mean, when I talked to him, you could tell his breathing. He was just, some people, they use food as a medicinal device, and I think that's what was going on. But I believed his story. That's the bottom line. I believed Adam Ambrose was telling the truth. He just didn't present it well, and that's why he blocked me.
And now,
because I told him the same thing. Exactly what Caveman tweeted. Exactly what I told him, and I got blocked for that. So we all got blocked for the same.
It's time for a song. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I gotta say, A Whole Skeptic, I am drinking root beer tonight. I am drinking root beer, man. Yeah, baby. Root beer. I know you like root beer, and he's diabetic, and that really sucks, and he's gonna hate that. And my root beer is alcoholic root beer. It's called Mad Jack. I don't know if you can get that in the States, but it's Mad Jack root beer, and it is wicked stuff, man. I don't know what the hell song I'm putting on right now. I hope it's good.
That's right, we're at the bottom
it's
of
gonna
the
be
hour.
Mexican polka.
Wolfman's
Arriba!
sábado no voy a trabajar. Este sábado que...
We're back on. Okay, here we are. Yeah. That was crazy. How'd you like the Mexican music? Did you guys hear that?
Two thumbs up.
Yeah, we love the polka.
I don't know. I gotta get. There's more songs than those two. I recorded a whole album for these guys. They're called the White Shadows, and they're Mennonite folks from around where my farm is. And they got to know me, some of the workers on my farm, so they wanted to record an album. They saw I was good with the board, and so I did that. And it actually released that album down in Mexico, and it, I think, did pretty good. So, anyways, they're called the White Shadows, and that's the only album that I've ever actually recorded and produced for somebody else. Pretty cool.
Cool. No, that is cool.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
There was a show on TV in the 80s called The White Shadow. True story about a white guy that was the coach at an all-black school in L.A. He coached the basketball team.
Yeah, I think, what was his name? Dick Van Patten's nephew was actually on that show. I can't remember his name. He was the kid who starred in the Mystery Science Theater movie Master Ninja and Master Ninja 2. I don't know if anybody...
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Yeah, I have a weird memory.
That's amazing that you remember that. All right, pick a cool topic, Wolfman. What are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about I hate to say it, but the other show on Strange, what is it called? Beyond the Strange. They were talking about the Nelson Mandela effect, and I've got a few points here that I wrote down, and I'm thinking that it possibly could be caused by a dream state of people and changing reality with their own perception of reality and beliefs in reality can change reality. And then also the other thing I was thinking was like scientists doing strange procedures in their basements that we don't know about that are way beyond CERN, like creating small black holes or singularities in their basement that become sentient, and that could possibly be the cause of the Norway spiral. Any thoughts on this?
Actually, yeah. About the Mandela effect, you know what I really think that is? I think that's people remembering things wrong more than anything.
That's exactly what I thought, too. Because I remember the things the right way. I do remember it the right way, and the other way, I was just people remembering it wrong. That's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you why I think it is. It's because, like, I've always had I've always had a really good memory, but even people that have good memories, you'll get the names of albums wrong. You'll be convinced that they're called something, and then you look at it later and you're like, oh, it's not Vivid Hate, it's Viva Hate.
Oh, yeah, that's
right?
Because all the cool kids say, oh, this is what it is, and everyone, oh, okay, that's what we call it. But then you look at the actual writing on the album or something, and it's, oh, that's not really what it is.
Right, and that's what I was going to... Yeah, I think it's because... And the reason I say that with, like, such certainty is that I don't think it's a real thing. I think it's just people not remembering things correctly, and it's like a lot of autofill. You think that something is spelled a certain way, so your brain just fills it in, and you never look at it a different way. And then people go, oh, I thought it was pronounced this, but it turns out it's blah, 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 something else. I don't think it's a real phenomenon. I think it's just unremembering things or remembering things the wrong way. Yeah, that's how I
think you're right. Your brain just fills in the details that it missed originally with the most logical detail. Like the 4 seats in the JFK's limousine and all that. It's a logical thing to have 4 seats in a car.
Right, and people always bring up the Berenstain Bears, and it's also stuff that's just really generic too. Yeah, that's why I don't believe in that.
I remember the Berenstain Bears. It wasn't Berenstain Bears. I remember the way it's said right now, like Berenstain Bears or Berenstain Bears, not Berenstein. So I remember my teacher actually correcting me and saying all the kids say that the wrong way. So I have to agree with you guys. I think that's just people remembering it wrong. And Nelson Mandela, I remember him. There was a rumor that he died, but that it was later said that he did not die. That's what I remember.
Okay, check this out. Here's my theory. Could it all be part of the misinformation, disinformation campaign that they're purposely putting on YouTube and the internet to try to, again, confuse us all and keep us all kind of wondering, what did we really hear and what really happened? Oh, we can't remember, and let's just forget about it and go to work and, that sort of stuff.
I don't think so, because I think in order for something to be entirely different than what you thought you remembered it was, I think that it would almost take an act of time travel. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but I feel like in order for something to be entirely changed, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that falls under the category of disinformation. I mean, anything's possible, but
I don't know. He's got a point there. I think it could make us all look stupid if they throw some silly wrench in, and then it all gets proven that I think there's people out there doing that. So I think we pretty much have that proven, that there is that force that's trying to make us look dumb. I don't know.
They're smart. Whoever's doing it, they're smart. That's all. I mean, they're sitting in a room. They're planning this stuff out. It's not all happening by coincidence, in my opinion.
Right.
But I say that Jackie, my belief, and I could be totally wrong, but I think Jackie was a part of that Kennedy assassination. It looked to me like when she went over to grab him, that the bullet, whatever bullet that dislodged from whatever gun, was at close range, because you could see the way it exploded. And then she crawls up on the back, going, and everyone thinks that she's going to retrieve his brains that got blown out. But at that moment, in the distraction, she's dropping the gun, the Derringer, behind the seat. What do you think about that?
That's a little too far-fetched for me.
Are you talking about Jackie O?
Yeah.
Yes, Jackie O. Look at the videos. I mean, but then again, there's so many videos out there. They're not all the same. It's almost like somebody made up some fake videos. So which one do you believe?
Definitely not that one.
Right. Michael, you're still there. That's great. We're getting near the end of the show, and I'd really like to thank you for coming on, and it's been a real pleasure and an honor.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's been fun to sit back and enjoy some discussions with you guys.
Stay on as long as you want. I just want to get that out there now, that you are, someone that I actually, as a role model for a radio show host, have actually, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, because you go on a different path. You include comedy in your show, so it made me think, hey, let's take this to a new level.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you could run with it.
Yeah, why not? You know.
Yeah, well, I thank you very much for allowing me to be on your show.
And remember, we always come on tomorrow. We're going to be coming on after your show again too.
You're on tomorrow night too, right?
Yeah, we'll be right on after you when you guys finish. Sometimes you finish a little early, so we might be on a half an hour later or 20 minutes later or something like that. But we come on at 3 Eastern time.
Yeah, there's a really good show tonight or tomorrow, whatever. We got Mike Cleland coming in and Marshall Masters. That is going to be pretty fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and also going to have on a rapper, underground rapper named Necro.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's going to be on. He's very, very talented on the mic.
I'm looking him up right now.
I'm trying to get a skin flute player on, but, you know, I can't find one. But,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe, you know, sometime. And you know anybody know any skin flute players? Then, you know, have them on the show.
You might have to go on Craigslist for that.
I don't really know what a skin flute is. That's the thing. I want to hear it.
Are you being serious?
I don't know what a skin flute is. Is that something made from goat skin?
You should probably download the Grinder app.
What's a grinder? Like, that's what you use for, like, in the auto body shop, isn't it?
Oh, my.
Wolfman, you're a funny dude, God.
I don't know anything about this
You
stuff.
just totally switched the whole topic.
You guys are way over my head. I don't know.
You're over our head with the skin flute and the grinder. You're going to have a skin flute grinder on your show.
I blame this on Canada.
Oh, man, that's what they do to us. It's the fluoride.
You got to add that at the end of your show, the song, the Oh Canada song. It's like your national anthem. Oh, I don't even know how it goes, but it's Oh Canada. You got that somewhere in your archive?
Oh, like Oak Canada or Oh Canada?
Oh Canada.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one. I just know Oak Canada. Like the tree, oak.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
I'm
Oak
kidding.
Canada.
I
Works.
know.
Anything with
it's
Canada
a
in
maple
it.
tree. Yeah, it's a maple syrup and everything. And flying saucers spit out maple syrup in Canada. I know all about it. It's crazy.
I want maple syrup now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have flying saucers for breakfast with butter and maple syrup.
As soon as I see the flying saucers, I think of pancakes and maple syrup.
You must have a lot out there.
Yeah, and you know what we do with we get the air raid siren going, you know, and have the maple syrup and flying saucers are going overhead, and all of a sudden there's an earthquake. Shit, there's a lot of stuff going on here all the time, man. And there's wolves all over the place.
Dogman?
And yeah, and Wolfman, Dogman. I think we may even have some sort of Arctic chupacabra going on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of funky.
Yeah. Oh, I could tell you a really spooky story. Just end this off, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I already said this one on the last show about the Alaskan lady I talked to that told me that this thing was pacing beside her vehicle, talking to her telepathically, telling him to stop the vehicle. I just want to look at you. I want to talk to you, and you're different than other people. And there's some creature and running as fast as their car on the highway, running right beside it and pacing the vehicle. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that story.
That's Ryan, and she's a DM talker. I'd love to have her finish that story, but she's really scared to talk about it, actually.
Yeah, it seems pretty common with people that have these experiences. They tend to show up.
Yeah, man. Okay, well, I'm hoping this guy comes up. So he said he's coming in 2 minutes, but that was like 10 minutes ago. But
Your friend?
Yeah, my friend downstairs. But his story, I'm just gonna briefly summarize it. He's 3 years old. He's playing with his brother, and they see some bright light, and they were on a road. They went out on an empty, abandoned road somewhere in the boonies in Ontario here, and all of a sudden there's a bright white light. His brother's gone, and then they're all trying to find him back. And he remembers some really weird things from when he was 3 years old with this bright light, and he said it felt really good going through his body, and it's like a euphoric feeling. But yeah, he got separated from the rest of his family, and they found him sitting there in the middle of the road, like further down, all by himself.
Crazy.
Now, this is a memory that he has from he was 3 years old?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I gotta get him back on, man. He's being shy right now. But
from what I've gathered, what is the age that, well, you guys would know, at what age do they say that human memories really start to form?
that is 3.
Okay.
2 and 3 years old is when most people can remember back to. I can remember back to actually being born, but not many people can do that. But the trick is to try to remember back before you were born.
Right. No, I mean, I do have how they're like almost gone entirely, but I do have memories from when I was very, very little, that they're not very detailed. It's just I was a little kid and I was somewhere, and that's it, you know. But that's as in-depth as it gets.
Oh, I remember when I was 3 going to the neighbor's house, and she had a circular stairs going up and gave us candy, and her last name was Clouseau. I even remember that. And it was a military base camp because my dad was in the Air Force. I remember I was actually only 2 at this time, and I remember tobogganing down the hill in the backyard and hitting the fence and wishing that fence wasn't there. Yeah. I can remember that. I remember being born, and I don't even want to talk about that because everyone thinks I'm really nuts when I tell them everyone. I do remember being born.
No, I believe you. It's not a...
I have a friend in Idaho that told me that he remembers being born too. It's the first time I'd ever heard that, actually.
By any chance,
So
is he a private?
I'll see if he'll come on the show sometime. He's a guy that I'm possibly going to do a story with, but he is a private person.
Oh no, Private Idaho. I think that's a B-52 song.
No, he's in his 40s. He was actually part of this is going to sound bizarre, but he was recruited into the MK Ultra program. But he has not told his story publicly, so I promised I would not reveal his name. But believe me, I would love to tell you guys the story. But he would hate me forever if I just started blurting it out right now. But
we only have 4 minutes left, so if anyone wants to plug anything, let us your hashtags or whatever, or your anybody, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. Look for Passion Moonflower. It's Passion with an H. There you go.
And does anybody have any certain person they want bonked? Because actually, Eric had a really great idea. We're going to do, if there's somebody you want to curse on, we're going to do a pissing thing where we all piss at the same time and then think of really nasty, evil things towards that person while we're pissing.
That was your idea. I've done my final piss for the evening.
Okay, is anybody else?
12:50.
Final words. I'm going to put on a song right now. Final words, everyone.
Final words. Check out Wednesday. You got a show tomorrow, by the way, Wolf?
Oh, man. Yeah, we're coming on tomorrow.
Is there a show tomorrow night, Wolf?
Oh yeah, baby! We're coming on tomorrow live at 3 a.m. That's Eastern Central Time, 12 a.m. California time. Wolfman out, thanks for listening, everybody. Right on.
And check out Wednesdays on Spreaker 5 to 7, Quantum Hologram Matrix with the Reverend John Hoke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again? Want to try it again? With the wrong speed. Want to try it again? Try it again?
Some people say I am grown. Some people say that I have changed. Some people say I am blessed, but I am cursed because I go from bad to worse. Some people say